Hey traders, Jason here from Leavitt Brothers. So in this video, I'm going to show you a whole bunch of weekly charts and somewhat make the argument that a lot of stocks are acting so well in their weekly time frames that the worst case scenario is the market just simply goes sideways here. There's just simply too many individual stocks that are acting well. Okay. My number one way to evaluate the market is to look at individual stocks. Okay. Indicators are great. Indexes have their place. But the indexes can mask what's going on beneath the surface, and the only way to see what's really going on is to actually, flip through several hundred charts and get an idea of what's going on. And when you flip through several hundred charts right now, the vast majority of them are acting very, very well. Many have based for 6 to 12 months and are breaking out of bases. And I'm seeing so many of these charts that I can't be anything other than bullish right now. Okay, so that's what I'm going to show you just a snapshot of what I'm seeing out there. First, quick reminder, Leavitt Brothers, we're in our open access period. You can join, see how we evaluate the market, see what stocks we're trading, see how we're trading them. You can sign up at the link here. It's below the video here at YouTube. No strings attached, no obligations, no credit card even needed. You just have to sign up. All right, let's get started with the video. I'm just going to run through a bunch of charts here. So here's ACV auctions. You can see it broke out of a base here, moved up, consolidated again, and then broke out on big volume. So this is, people are saying, hey, the market's in a bear market. If the market's in a bear market, you don't have stocks acting like this. Next one. And these charts are in, I should say they're in no particular order. They're actually in alphabetical order. I'm not trying to put them in any particular order beyond that. So AMAT, semiconductor stock, broke out over here, moved up, got comfortable above its 8 and 21 moving average, came down, tested, moved up again. Resistance level there at 125 as it consolidated for most of this year. And then last week it broke out on pretty good volume. So here, big semiconductor company breaks out to basically a 52-week high on strong volume. That doesn't happen in a bear market. Here's AMD. So a little bit of a rolling double bottom pattern here, gets above the 21, comes down and tests the 21 a few times, moves up, comes down and tests the 50 right there. This one is just now in the process of breaking out. So this right here last week, strong move, multi-month high, pretty good volume. This does not happen in a bear market. Next one, ASML, another semiconductor stock, broke out back there, October, November, moved up, came down and tested, moved up again, consolidated in a symmetrical triangle pattern. Again, this is the weekly time frame, and then is in the process right now of breaking out. This 700 level is key. It was support back here, resistance, and now resistance there. So this is a stock that could be breaking out to a 52-week high in the very near term. Atom, this is a much smaller stock. It's not even $1 billion. Breaks out on huge volume now. Then it followed through the following week, and now it's been in consolidation mode the last 2 weeks. This one could be a big winner going forward. Next one, Celsius. Not even going to draw trend lines. Consumer-facing stock, doing incredibly well, breaks out to an all-time high on super strong volume. Okay, again, this doesn't happen in a bear market. Here is Corsair Gaming, a 12-month base here, breaks out over here, we get support from the 21, breaks out on good volume, follows through the next week. It's a 52-week high on pretty good volume coming out of a base. Okay, this is exactly what you want to see. You have a stock that bases for an entire year, then breaks out on strong volume. That happens at the beginning stages of a bull market. DraftKings, another consumer-facing stock, another stock that has been based for an entire year, breaks out on big volume. Last 2 weeks, it's been consolidating. Path of least resistance is up. Next one, ENTG. Rolling double bottom here, gets above this hump on huge volume and then follows through the following week. Next up, GLBE. Got double bottom here, boom, boom, moves up, consolidates here, finds support at the 50, support at the 50. You can draw trend lines in a couple different ways. However you draw them, you got a consolidation pattern and a solid breakout on big volume. This volume is the biggest volume we've had since last November. Highest close since last September. Okay, again, this type of action where you have a basing period that lasts 6 months, 12 months, and then you get a volume breakout to a multi-month high, that doesn't happen in a bear market. Here's Google. Okay, we at Leavitt Brothers, we played all the big ones: Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA. They've all been on our list. Google, same thing. Triple bottom, boom, boom, boom. We got a breakout here. Fails at the 50-day moving average, comes back down, does a little backing and filling, moves up again, and then we get a consolidation pattern over here, and then a breakout 2 weeks ago and follow through this past week. Okay, one of the biggest, most successful, most iconic companies in the world breaks out to a new high on huge volume. Okay, that doesn't happen in a bear market. IonQ. A little bit hard to draw trend lines here as far as exactly where resistance is, but bottom line is we have a 12-month base, and then we have a strong breakout on volume. IoT, big double bottom pattern, got rejected by the 50 there, came up, got above this high here, been consolidating in a sloppy fashion, but still, okay, people are saying, hey, bear market bounce, blah, blah, blah. Maybe it's always possible. You got to be open-minded, but this is the stock that has based for this length of time, breaks out on strong volume right here, and now has been consolidating for several weeks. Path of least resistance is up. Next up, Micron, another semiconductor stock. This $65 level was key. Support there, resistance, 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 resistance. Boom, breakout on above average volume to its highest level since last June. Next up, New Relic. Okay, bottoming pattern, breaks out over here. Huge volume on this move. Then it consolidates for several weeks, and then big breakout to a 52-week high last week. Again, doesn't happen in a bear market. Here's ServiceNow, big company, highly respected company. Base here, okay, breaks out of the base, lots of volume over here. Let me get a different point. Decent volume over here, consolidates for most of this year, and then boom, we get a high volume breakout to a new high. What more could you want? Okay, stock bases, breaks out, consolidates, breaks out again. That's exactly what you want to see. Palantir, the stock based for basically since last May, so 12 entire months. Okay, you can draw it however you want, but bottom line is that's not what I wanted. Bottom line is we have an entire basing period that lasted 12 months. We got back-to-back huge up weeks on huge volume. Stock closed at a 52-week high. What more can you want? We have a move down, a base for 12 months, and then a volume breakout on the weekly chart to a new high, to a 52-week high. It's exactly what you want to see. It's the beginning stages of a stage 1 advance. Riot Blockchain. So Bitcoin stock, again, another one of the stocks that bases for basically an entire year, breaks out, and now in consolidation mode again. This one is looking higher. Bitcoin stocks, so you never know. But from a structure standpoint, this is exactly what you want to see in a chart. Rambus has been doing incredibly well. Came out of a base over here, rallied up, consolidate, rally up, consolidate, rally up, consolidate. People are saying we're in a bear market. This is a bear market bounce. Not according to this chart. Snowflake. Okay, this one hasn't yet broken out. Bottom here, bottom there, bottom here. Can't really pinpoint exactly where resistance is, but you can definitely tell that it's on the upswing. It's moved from 130 to 180. Volume's been not very strong, but it's been steady. It did print a new high last week, and it did on a weekly basis. It closed at its highest level since last October, so it's in the process of coming up. But this is exactly what you want to see. You got a base that goes back to last May. So we got a 12-month base, stock coming up the right side. One more. This one's kind of hard to see because the difference between the high and the low are so great that the price action not recently, but like for the last year has gotten compressed into a teeny tiny range. But you can kind of see the stock has been basing since March of last year, broke out a couple weeks ago and has followed through some. So this is what you want to see. It was a weak stock that based for an entire year. Now it's breaking out into a stage, stage one advance. All right, so most of these stocks are like mid caps, large caps. Okay, it took me like 10 minutes to find these because there's so many stocks that look like these, they based for an entire year. They're breaking out of their weekly time frames. Volume in most cases is very good. It took me no time to find these because there's so many of them. And when you look beneath the surface and you see this many charts that are just breaking out of bases, you can't be anything but bullish. Now, anything can go day to day. Anything happens week to week. We have the debt ceiling talks, still to be resolved, and that goes for the next like week and a half or so. So anything can go like in the near term, but overall from a structure standpoint, the market is acting very well because there are an overabundance of individual stocks coming out of stage one bases on their weekly time frames, and that is very, very positive when evaluating the market in this regard. Okay, some people are saying, oh, the S&P looks good because the mega caps are masking what's going on beneath the surface. It's not true. You look beneath the surface, there are a lot of really good looking charts. All right, hope you got something out of this. Check out our open access period to see how we're trading some of these. Good luck. See you next time.